Greg Hopkins at the Bahrain Airshow. It's a very busy air show. There's a lot of people here, as you'll probably see in the next few minutes. We need about 5 days to go through everything, but we've only got 3, but we'll do our best for the moment and have a look around.
Having been deputised by His Majesty the King, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander and First Deputy Prime Minister, attended a stunning opening of the 2014 Bahrain International Airshow. With something like 4 hours of spectacular and breathtaking air displays going on, it is, to say the least, daringly entertaining. Even if you have no interest in aeroplanes whatsoever, you can't deny this is one show you really don't want to miss. Looking around Sahir, there are almost as many bystanders viewing much of the display from the surrounding Jebel as well. This is the 3rd Bahrain International Airshow, and a rather brilliant show it is, easily on par with some of the best elsewhere in the world, and the Farnborough people have done a splendid job, the best to date so far judging by the turnout. And if you look at all the news footage that's been going out, you can see it's very, very busy. It's something that Bahrain should be very proud of. With the first day so packed out, surely business is being done. Now, it's not a coincidence that Bahrain is hosting the Great British Week at the same time as the air show. This is an event which celebrates the 200 years of the strong bond between Bahrain and Britain. This is under the patronage of the British Embassy here, and in itself quite a big turnout, with many local companies with British connections taking an active sponsorship, along with hotels, restaurants and clubs taking on a strong British theme. You've also no doubt seen the minis going around town with all the Union Jacks on and the words "great" plastered all over it. In fact, I've been driving one all week. On top of that, the iconic London red bus. And incidentally, there are 3 such buses roaming around the world on display. I found that out talking to the Belfast engineers that accompanied the bus here. This Great British Week, along with the airshow, has indeed witnessed the most impressive contingent of dignitaries from the UK flying in as well. This includes His Royal Highness Prince Andrew, among other senior British government officials. Yes, the British technology is well displayed at the airshow in many different fields, all highly sophisticated. In fact, the Eurofighter is here, along with something a little older, the Spitfire. And according to Martin Whitaker, one of the organisers of the Great British Week, this particular Spitfire actually saw action in World War II. It's got 2.5 kills apparently, and as Martin said, quite what the half is, we don't know. Then it was sold to the Irish, who put another seat in the back, so a 2-seater Spitfire. Now if you mention the Spitfire to Paul Fraser of Radio Bahrain fame, then he bursts into nostalgic tears. At the Bahrain Airshow, I'd like to introduce you to
Adam Thomas. I'm the Senior Spokesman for Defence Security, Cyber Exports and Disaster Relief in UKTI in the British Government. So a great pleasure to be here, a real pleasure to be here.
What do you think of the show so far?
Absolutely superb. We've been coming here now for the last 2, much bigger, much expander, greater numbers of aircraft, great VIPs, and of course we're standing in now the exhibition area for the first time. And it's been absolutely tremendous to see a whole range of technologies from the UK here for the first time. And of course I'm standing next to one now, the Martin Baker ejector seat. This is probably the most sophisticated ejector seat in the world. It's aligned with the most sophisticated aircraft in the world, the Typhoon. Great technology and a real reflection now of how Martin Baker have over many years developed the best seats in the world. Other technologies, we're looking at cyber security, we're looking at developing of airports, we're looking at the ability to monitor the phones of terrorists, and we're also looking at satellite technology as well. So the whole range of that, plus Typhoons, has meant that the UK has reflected the 200-year relationship with Bahrain is probably the best than ever before. Great delegation here run by the Secretary of State for Defence. We've got Richard Panagian here, we've got the Government Special Advisor on the Middle East, the Director General of Exports, and the Chief of Air Staff. Probably the biggest delegation ever come to Bahrain. And again, that reflects the warmth of the relationship between the two air forces. And you come at a time when Bahrain is modernizing its armed forces. And we're in a wonderful position now, we hope, to contribute technology and training, and also do something new for the future. We're inviting Bahraini companies for the first time to look at the UK to supply to our armed forces. We've developed a website, www.contracts.mod.uk. We've also learned a lot from the Olympic Games. We ran probably one of the most successful Olympic Games, and thank goodness it went well. We're sharing those technologies with Bahrain, who are very keen now to develop big sporting events and may bid for games in the future. Again, we're talking about disaster relief following the terrible incident in the Philippines at the moment. A lot of equipment and UK technology went in there. We're sharing that with the Bahraini. So we see this as a great show, great place to be. If you're not at the Bahrain Airshow, you're not anywhere. So it's been a real pleasure to be here.
Well, the question is, you mentioned a huge delegation from the UK itself. There's a good show on here. It's a very good show. Does that, do you think that attracts other people as well? Have you seen any footfall here?
Yeah, lots of delegations, lots of air chiefs. I think we've spoken to most of the air chiefs in the region today. And what we found is that when air chiefs get together, it's one of the best networking events. We can share ideas, technologies, talk about the future, talk about cooperation. So this is a great networking event in a very, very relaxed environment. And we must congratulate His Majesty, His Highness the Crown Prince, for creating such a great business environment to work in. Please don't change it too much, because we've really loved the first day.
Just last couple then, your favourite, the air display is on, as you can well hear.
Yes,
There's an awful lot of noise, forgive us for that. Do you have, let me just say, do you have any particular favourite aircraft?
Well, of course, the Typhoon. This is an aircraft that's going to be in service for the next 30 or 40 years. Great display today. We respect all the country's aircraft, even from our competitors, and we'd like to congratulate, obviously, our Typhoon pilot, Jami, but all those people who've flown today and shown why air shows are some of the best places in the world to be at. So we're delighted to be a privilege to be here. And again, we're just delighted to be at what we think now is a premier air show in the world, and long may it continue.
And that's the Martin Baker you mentioned being the first Martin Baker. This is the higher technology Martin.
Unique. And of course, what Martin Baker done is, what you realise is they actually save lives. People who use ejector seat, they've saved thousands of lives over the years, and this technology is the best technology in the world of its type. And we know that air forces around the world only want to use the Martin Baker equipment, but at the same time, it's a competitive environment. Martin Baker have to make sure they offer the best value for money, the best equipment, the best logistics, and the best training. And that's the only way that British companies should be winning business in the region.
Thank you very much indeed, Adam.
But delighted to be here, and thank you very much too.
Now, for the world's media, the organisers have laid on a feast of opportunity and top-notch, state-of-the-art facilities. They can upload their stuff in the media centre at very high speed. Not only the Great British Week attractions pulling in the high-ranking British dignitaries, but the air show itself, in general, has clearly attracted some very serious brass. So plenty of names to grab for interviews and photo opportunity. In fact, our very own Minister of Information, Her Excellency Samira Rajab, was showing immense interest in the proceedings.
I have to talk positively about this exhibition, but it is a true 100%. It is a small exhibition, but it is a huge inequality. The participant increased this year, I think, 2 times more. It was 45 participants last year. This year is 125. So it is a good indicators for other things also, not only about this exhibition. Bahrain receiving all people and all cultures and all nations today, and I think the weather is marvelous also, and the people very happy. So. We are happy.
A lot of people here today than last year, more than that.
More? I think, as the minister said, the visitors will be between 20 to 25,000 during these 3 days.
Now, it's also the Great British Week this week as well, and celebrating the relationship of 200 years of Bahrain and Britain. And there's been a lot of activities in that, and I'm sure you wish them well, do you?
I wish them very well, and I hope we can celebrate every year for this occasion. And we are very proud that we have this good relationship with these nations hold nations, and Bahrain is Bahrain.
As for the technology on display in the air, this is a thriller. Starting at 1 p.m. each day of the show, there is non-stop action, as you can hear within the interviews. The deafening but exhilarating sound of afterburners kicking in as some of the fighters go vertical at tremendous speeds. So a lot of noise during the interview in this case, I think that's acceptable. I think it's all part of the show. Kicking off the show will be the Bahrain Defence Force parachute team, along with the Gulf Air A330 flypast, trailed by the Royal Bahrain Air Force F-16s and F-5s. After that, it's pretty much non-stop aerial showing off they do, and very well so. It is impressive. Among the countries showing advanced products are, as mentioned, the UK with the Typhoon, an assortment of American fighters, bombers and carriers, such as the Hercules. Several stunning formation displays are ongoing, from the Russian Knights to the Saudi Hawk display team. The Breitling Wingwalkers are braving the elements out there on the wing, waving around. They strut their stuff and still manage to smile. The static display is extensive as well, and this includes the Airbus A380. Now that's a whopper. That is a very big baby, the inside of which we will leave you with for the moment. You have until the 18th of January to soak it all up. This is Greg Hopkins at the Bahrain International Airshow. It's a bit like Australia. You need more than a few days to see it all.